Welcome back. It's Election Day here in New York City, where the 33-year-old socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani is the favorite to be the Democrat nominee for mayor. Mamdani's platform is freebie-filled. We're talking about things like rent freezes, city-operated supermarkets, free transit, a $30 minimum wage, all the hits you could possibly imagine. But New York is getting a warning from an unexpected source. The biggest paper in Chicago, the Chicago Tribune, says don't do it. It doesn't end well, because if anyone can spot a doomed mayoral term, it is somebody who lives in Chicago. Let me come to you, Ken, on this first, because when we look at him specifically, Zohran Mamdani, the Post wrote a little piece about him. He's barely ever had a real job. He worked for 3 years. He did try his career hand at, as a rapper. He failed at that.
Is that right?
He had a job working for his mother. And they're calling him a Nepo baby. And all the things I listed there that he wants to give away to people, he's saying he wants to pay for by taxing big business to the hilt. And many big businesses here in New York have said if he's elected and he does that, we're out of here. That's it.
Yeah. This is a tired playbook. Money doesn't lie. And it's so interesting to see the Tribune come out and say, hey, this is sheer economics, and it doesn't work. You're going to have Venezuela in New York City. We know how this goes. And I love the point that you made about big business. At what point do they put their foot down and say, enough is enough? What are we going to have, London? I mean, what happens next? And to this guy, this is just a system candidate. And what really strikes me, and you all know this far better than I'm down in Nashville. But the first thing I thought of when I saw these poll numbers is how unlikable is Andrew Cuomo?
Right.
If this guy is edging him out.
Bingo.
And I think likability matters, and I think Cuomo is way better than this clown.
They're worried today that the heat, this overwhelming oppressive heat we're experiencing in New York City, will keep people at home, which might take away any edge that Cuomo has. It'll be interesting to see. And I'll just remind everybody, you have to be a registered Democrat here in the city to be able to vote in the Democrat primary. So not everybody is going to be voting today. Brian, I want to get your take on him because, you know, I don't need to look at another failed experiment of another failed city. We don't need to be that. We've already had it as bad as we could see it in New York during the pandemic and the aftermath as a sanctuary city. And so, you know, I'm thinking about this to myself and saying the city will really be doomed.
Well, yeah. And, you know, I live in the city. I got kids who have to navigate the city. So I'm always thinking about, is this place a place where they can do that? Because if it's not, then I can't live here.
Yeah.
And this is like a defund the police guy. I really need us to refund the police in New York City. I just, as a parent with care of young people, I need us to refund the police. We've already tried, like, the don't pay for the stuff in a supermarket. That was the de Blasio era. I mean, that's what happened, actually. That's what happened in 2020 and 2021. Free transit is happening right now. I ride the subway to work every single day. Guys stand there and open doors, and all these young, this is what kills me. All these young professionals walk right through and don't pay. Like, they're going to go work at one of these high rises right around here, and they walk in and they don't pay. The Democrats stand in the corners by where I live, and all it is, it's all Democrats. There is no Republican presence in this city. It is all Democrats for city council. It's this guy for mayor. And I just think this town has no competition. This town has no governing competition. And when you have no governing competition, it's a race to the bottom. And this guy is the bottomest of the bottom in terms of his platform right now.
He also supported the anti-Semitic protests that we've seen here. He's been trying to walk that back, Dagan.
I just think about Brandon Johnson, because that's what the Chicago Tribune is talking about. And I recall when a group of several hundred teenagers were looting and vandalizing a 7-Eleven in Chicago. The mayor was asked by a reporter about the mob action, and he took issue with the language.
Yeah.
And said, we're not going to call them a mob. We're not going to call these children baby Al Capones. Again, they're worried about controlling your language and changing the meaning of words. than actually standing up for the business owners and standing up for the rule of law.
Yeah.
And that's what's coming. But Cuomo, I mean, he's got more baggage than every seat sold 747. Go back to killing the natural gas pipeline from Pennsylvania to having a hand in killing elderly relatives during COVID in nursing homes. And then just his general posture and presence and just the sight of him is repugnant.
The only good news, some business leaders are speaking out. The co-CEO of Warby Parker said, I'm never going to leave New York, but I know a lot of other businesses that will if this guy's elected. Dan Loeb's been speaking out. Bill Ackman has been speaking out and like literally raising alarm at the shocking poll numbers that we see. Here's a positive take, and this shows, I think, the lack of depth that we've talked about within the Democratic Party right now. Not to say that NYC is a bellwether, but this note says if NYC Democrats choose this socialist, markets will conclude that Democrats are falling into the grip of this free spending progressives who don't recognize or acknowledge debt deficits or debt service burdens by which markets are already alarmed. Neither Cuomo or this guy sends a signal to national Democrats that they are ready to face fiscal issues. Yeah. And they will not be a responsible and trustworthy alternative to Trump and the Republicans. So this shows the lack. This is what the Democrats have, Cuomo and the socialist. There is no alternative right now to any Republican on a national stage, I think, to Trump. And I think the markets will have to digest that.
That's a good point.
Well,
Socialism does this. Socialism says, I'm going to give in order to control.
Yep.
And it seems great until they break free market economics, and then they get government control.
Right.
That's
Once
where
they
this
have
goes.
the control, then you realize you just drank the Kool-Aid and it didn't work out
They
well.
want to break free market.
A city-run grocery store.
We
already have city-run hospitals.
Yeah,
I hope it's not run like the subway.
How's your DMV working for you?
They are, actually, Jackie. They are.